This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one-of-its-kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sphurti, shakti and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program schedule and archives. I'm sure the content will definitely tickle your senses. Tune in via the 24-hour web streaming on bharatfm.com or via the Bharat FM app. More information can be procured at 513-488-5070.
Namaste and welcome to Vijaya Patha. India is a land of spirituality. Many great saints, yogis and gurus were born in India and have offered their rich wisdom and a divine connection to the world. The Ramakrishna Mission needs no introduction to most Indians and many around the world. Those of us who grew up in India have benefited from the publications and discourses by Swamiji or monks of the Ramakrishna order who have greatly influenced our outlook and our lives. The organization started in India more than a century ago, and for those of you who are not very familiar of the extent to which the impact of Ramakrishna Mission has had over the world, it now has 221 branches around the world, including USA, Brazil, Canada, Russia, South Africa, Argentina, Australia, Fiji, France, Germany, Ireland, Japan, Malaysia, Mauritius, Nepal, Bangladesh, Netherlands, Philippines, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Switzerland, UK, and Zambia. Isn't that wonderful? It's an amazing impact that the Ramakrishna Mission has had over the world. This worldwide presence has its foundations in the lives and teachings of the Holy Trio, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Sharada Devi, and Swami Vivekananda. The Ramakrishna Matha and the Ramakrishna Mission have been engaged in various forms of humanitarian and social service activities under the leadership and blessings of lineage of Swamijis. Today, we are truly blessed to have the divine presence of His Holiness Swami Ishatmanandaji of Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago here on our program. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Swamiji Ishatmanandaji, President of Vivekananda Vedanta Society. Pranam, Swamiji.
Namaskar, namaskar.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time to bless us today and to be with us. We are truly blessed to be in your holy presence.
I'm also so happy that you have invited me so that the ideology that we are following, that through your this media, it can reach out to so many people. Thank you for inviting me.
It is our honor, Swamiji, and that is exactly what we would like to do. We have all heard of the great activities and the mission, and we would like you to enlighten our youngsters more today. So thank you so much for coming over today. Would you like to please give a little bit more about the Ramakrishna Mission, so youngsters, especially growing up here in USA, who may not be very familiar, can understand a little bit more, please?
Oh, it's a wonderful question, and I would love to. Because when Swami Vivekananda came to America to attain the parliamentary religion in 1892 in Chicago, he was the only Hindu, and we can say only 4 or 5 Indians they were in America. The India was not connected with America. India was connected with Europe. And British was ruling, naturally, he was there, and the Dutch, the French, they were also present in India. So the Indians, they knew Europe, but not the America. And in America, they came afterwards. They visited all the places. Swami Vivekananda understood that we need organization. And without the organization, we cannot do anything. And traditionally, the Hindu monks were not having any organization. We had the martyrs, and the Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, he made the 4 martyrs, and there were some ashramas. The tradition was that someone will come, take the initiation, and the sannyasa from the guru will be sitting with him for some time, and then he will go in his own way. But the Buddhists were having some organizations, the Christians were having the organization. Organization is power, and Swami Vivekananda felt it. So he wanted to start it. And in 1897, he started the Ramakrishna Mission. And in 1897, the motto, the goal of the organization was Atmana Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha. The liberation of one's own self, and at the same time, the benefit of the world. Now the monks, they will retire into the forest, into the caves, and there they will meditate, and then maybe they will get the liberation. But what about the society? When they were born, they grew up, they took food and took shelter and the clothing, so much support all through the life they got from the society, and in return, what they are giving. So that Swami Vivekananda told hundreds and thousands of monks that you are surviving in the society. Why don't you go out, spread out, go to the villages, go to the hamlets, teach them morality, and teach that you have to realize God, which is the source of peace and happiness. Whole pursuit in the human life is nothing but happiness, and happiness is within you. So you have to develop that. And in the beginning, he said, as because after the ruling of the Sultanate, and then afterwards the Britishers, nearly 800 long years, India lost everything. All confidence was lost. And that's why Swami Vivekananda cried out in one place. He's shouting and he's telling, lo, the descendants of the rishis have become next door neighbor to brutes. So descendants of the rishis, the Indians, they are having the Maudgul Gotra, and this Gotra, that Gotra. The Gotra means the tradition of the rishis. Someone is to go to the school of a rishi, and from there they is to learn. That became the Gotra afterwards. So that's why he said the descendants of the rishis have become next door neighbor to brutes. So there he thought how to remove it, how to improve it. So he thought about the organization. So you will wonder, in America, before he started Ramakrishna Mission, he started in New York the Vedanta Society. The Vedanta Society means the giving the self-confidence. When he came over here, he found that these people, they're good people having self-confidence and they're free, but at the same time, they're oppressed by a peculiar type of philosophy that constantly tell them that you are a sinner, you are a sinner, you are a sinner. And slowly, slowly, they lose the confidence. They think that we are sinners. Then Swami Vivekananda, that is the unique way he said, it is a sin to call a man sinner. So we may do mistakes, but then we go back to God and say, I'm sorry, sir. That's all. Then again, you start your life. The Vivekananda started Vedanta Society, and Vedanta means not only self-confidence, at the same time respecting each and every being as the manifestation of the same God. That is Vedanta. He started the Vedanta Society in New York in 1894. He started that. And 1897, he started the Ramakrishna Mission in Kolkata. Mission, that is a different way, because that time in India, no education was available for the ordinary people, no medical help. They were not getting anything. So Swami Vivekananda wanted to develop a group of young boys and girls, that they will give up everything. He said, I want 100 brave boys and girls, and they will not bow down to anyone except the God, and will never expect anything from anyone. So brave lads will come, like he gave the call. So by that way, slowly, the Ramakrishna Mission developed. And as you gave, now it is all over the world. And you know the uniqueness? Ramakrishna Mission never got any support from any rich community like the business community or the government, nothing. They are just ordinary people. Our people, the Swamis, they go to house, collect the small donations, they bring that, and with that money we are helping. Nowadays, of course, the government of India, they also they give some support in the schools and colleges and hospitals. This is the Swamis, they are working. And that's why the Ramakrishna Mission, and when it started, there was a lot of oppositions. Because in the Hindu society, the Swamis are supposed to sit in one place and practice meditation. And when the people are approaching them, giving them some the advices, and that's all. But here, the Ramakrishna Mission Swami is going and picking up the orphans, serving the people, the suffering on the streets. And that way, it was completely a new thing. And the traditional sannyasis, they started criticizing Ramakrishna Mission sannyasis. They told, no, you are the Bhangi Sadhu. They used to call us Bhangi Sadhu. That you are not that high standards monks. The monks are supposed to meditate. But Swami Vivekananda said, as his guru Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna taught him, if you can see God by closing your eyes, can't you see God with open eyes? And you know you are studying in Vedanta again and again and practicing that, the each and everything that you see is nothing but the manifestation of the same God, then how can you deny the man who is suffering is nothing but the God? The people, they are not getting education. Give them education. Swami Vivekananda then said, and wonderful, many of you know that my special object of worships are the poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate, the oppressed. They are my special object of worship, and they are my living gods. So with that, the Ramakrishna Mission started. But he said in the Ramakrishna Mission, it's a monastic organization. So obviously he said, you should not, never, ever, join with politics. You should not do anything with the politics. Politics means power grabbing, obviously. Those who are doing the politics not for charity, they're doing it for power grabbing. The moment you join over there, you will be in some group, and you'll be criticizing other group. You will be not helping other group, and you will lose your identity as a monk, because the monkhood is nothing but some taking the oath. And at the time of monkhood, everything is nothing but oath. When the people are marrying, what do? Just taking the oath before the fire, before the seniors, and before the priest, before the God. They take the oath. From today, we are going to be together, and I am going to help my husband, and I am going to protect my wife. That type of oath. And the monk also same way, by touching the fire and also the Ganga water in front of the Guru and the God, we take the oath, I am not going to hurt anyone. And if possible, till last breath, I will try to help others. That is called monkhood. So Swami Vivekananda established the Ramakrishna Mission. And anyone can join. There's no that the Brahmins only, nothing like that. Anyone can join. In the Ramakrishna Mission, it is for the boys, and the boys after graduation from the college, and if they're physically healthy and not having any other problem in the family, like that, and having the ideology of Swami Vivekananda, service to man is service to God. So then they can come and join. And there is another also the organization called Ma Sharada Mission. There the educated girls also can join. There are many highly educated ladies, so they are there, and the same way they're serving the Swami Vivekananda also, as he said, a bird cannot fly without two wings. So there also should be dedicated ladies. They're also there. The Sharada Mott and Sharada Mission, and his Ramakrishna Mott and Ramakrishna Mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji. This is so insightful. I was actually going to ask you whether women can join too. So you've already answered that question. So is the Ma Sharada Mission also closely associated with the activities are closely associated with the Sri Ramakrishna Mission as well? Or are they separate organizations, entities?
There's a completely separate organization in administration.
Okay.
Otherwise, ideologically, they're all same.
Correct.
The same way they go. But Swamiji said, the Buddhists, they made a mistake by taking the boys and the girls together. And so a lot of complaints came, and slowly, the ideology degraded. Okay. So, and the Christianity also, the same type of problems are there. But Swami Vivekananda, learning from there, he said, the girls, you give the education and then take your hands off. You know that in those days, there's a lot of conversation is to go, a debate there, whether the widow should be married or not. So that debate, on someone came to Swami Vivekananda and asked, so what is your opinion? Then Swamiji sarcastically replied, am I a widow that you are asking that question? Go and ask that lady. The lady, do you like to marry again? Her father thought that the marriage she'll be happy. Now it is not. Again, she has become the widow, and you people, the society leaders, are thinking she should be given to marriage again. Why don't you ask her? Then she said, give education to the women and take your hands off. They will do their own thing. So on the basis of that, the Ramakrishna Mission, the first vows were given by the Ramakrishna Mission President Swamiji to 8 ladies. And they were also tapaswinis. And then afterwards, it is their tradition. We never go to talk to them or mix with them or give any way. We are not connected. They are parallel, but they're following the same ideology as we do.
Correct. Very, very interesting for us to know. Thank you so much, Swamiji, for telling us more about it. And as you gave us a little bit of idea about how the monkhood begins, so you mentioned that anybody could join as long as they are physically fit and they also follow the ideologies. Mm-hmm. So could you please also tell us whether any monks can be chosen by the order, or and also a little bit about how the training happens for monks. If you can give us some idea, that would be wonderful.
So the Ramakrishna Mission, no, that they will never choose anyone. The young boy above 18, when they come, previously it was the high school grade, but now it is graduation from the college. Otherwise, the maturity is not coming. You are taking a life. Are you sure about it? Are you serious about it? Because the monk's life is a constant till death. You have to fight it your mind, because in the society, all temptations are there. But can you resist that? Unless and until you are having the tremendous confidence within yourself that, no, I am going to control my mind, then you won't be able to do that. So that's why they always say that when they come, a young boy, when it comes, he can join in any center of the Ramakrishna Mission anywhere in the world. And as you know, that we have the Muslim monks also. They were Muslims and they came and then took the sannyasa afterwards. How it is? Swami Vivekananda said that we have to grow to the Brahminhood. And what is that Brahmin? We have the confusion that unless you were born in a Brahmin family, you are not a Brahmin. It is not. In the scripture, it says, the janmanat jayate shudra, samskara dija uchate, and veda dhyasi bhavet vipra, brahma janati brahmana. So whenever the child is born, in whatever family it may be, that they are just like the animals. Why? Because they don't have any conception. They will go and touch something and everything. You know, the children, they'll be crawling on the floor. If they see something, maybe an ant, they will go and try to catch that and also put in the mouth. Then the mothers, the aunties, they will go and tell, no, don't do this. You should not do this. You should not do that. So the Janmanath Jayate Shudra. Shudra is a culture. What is that culture? The not understanding what one should do and one should not. Then the Samaskara Dvija. When the parents and the guardians, they are helping that child to grow and to understand, you should not touch it, you should not put it in your mouth, you should not do in this way, that way. The slowly they grow the second birth. That is called human birth. Then Veda Dhyashi Bhavet Vipra. When they are studying, slowly they are becoming intelligent, and that is called Vipra. The doctors, the engineers, the professionals are not the Vipra. They're using their brain. So obviously the scientists, they're all Vipras. Then finally comes those who have realized the God, that consciousness in all being, that is called Brahmana. On the basis of this, the scriptural injunction, Swami Vivekananda said, each and every one should become Brahmana. So when a boy is joined, 3 years, he should be under the guidance of the Swamis. Whatever work will be given to him, he will do, and not hanker for anything. Whatever food will be given, he should eat. And the different time, occasion comes that you have to control your anger. I will tell you one or two very funny incidents. And after the 3 years in that asrama, every day, early morning at about 4 o'clock, you should get up. And after the ablution, you should go and sit for meditation, nearly 2 hours, and then get the breakfast, and then sit for again the study. And after the study, whatever the work has been given, that you should attain. And after that, again the study will be there. Then the food, a little rest. Again there'll be study, scriptural study. Like that, life goes on. Sometimes the young people, they'll be angry. And if they are angry, it will be marked that the little temptation immediately is becoming angry and wants to go here, there. Nothing like that. So you have to control. So many Swamis will be observing you. After that 2 years, rigorous training in the Belur Math, I am telling only about the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis. Other Swamis, I don't know, but only Ramakrishna Mission, 3 years under the center, under the head of the in church. Then 2 years in the Belur Math, the rigorous thing. You have to cut the vegetables, you have to clean the bathrooms, and you have to go and work with the other Swamis in the garden, sometimes in many places. And sometimes the senior Swamis will test you in this way. In Belur Math, we used to serve. The senior Swamis will be sitting, we are serving. And you know that serving means in India, people are sitting on the floor and squatting. And we are carrying a bucket full of dal and giving Then one Swami will say, give the dal only from the below. Not the water, only that. Then you have, and Belur Math,
Right.
that is not, you won't get that type of dal. Majority is the water, yellow water, and then little. You have to slowly find out and give it to him to satisfy. Next person observing. And the moment you do that, naturally it is mixed. Then he will say, don't give dal, only water. Then you have to wait. The dal will go and settle. And then so you have to have a lot of patience with
Right.
that way. So that training was there. And sometimes in the shrine, they will be sprinkling the chandan, white chandan, on the white marble. And you have to be clever enough to find out where it is and then
Oh,
clean
wow.
it. The attention should be there. And particularly our time now, it has increased a little, but at our time it was really the Velumat was very poor. The breakfast was only two the breads, and we used to call it transparent bread. But you could see from this side, that side. It's so thin bread was there. You know what we used to do? We used to go and sit by the side of the very old Swamis, because the old Swamis will never take the bread, and it is not toasted, only that raw bread. And they used to think that no, we should not. So we used to go and sit by his side. So maybe that he will share his bread with me. So with that, we used to go and used to be all the time hungry, drinking only water. So, but you cannot say anything. Then this is the way. And you are cleaning the 2 months, maybe duty in that shrine. Next 2 months, you have to clean the public toilets. And then next 2 months, you have to be in the kitchen. And then like this, everywhere you have to work. And you have to prove that you are always the same mind. And every Saturday, we used to have the vigil, whole night meditation. So the no food, the evening 6 o'clock, the prayer, and the 7 to next morning 4 o'clock, the vigil will be there, meditation, prayer, and silently doing the japa. So this is the way the mind slowly develops. And when you are studying the scripture, you understand that this world is nothing but temporary. This physical body, and it is going to change. And all the attractions that we feel outside is all temporary. See, I mostly I give the example. A few years before, 5 years before, one man was so happy that he is going to be the president of America. After 4 years again, he is in misery that I am no more president of America. So it goes on. It's all temporary. No, everything is temporary. And why should we waste our time in this? By that to be monk's mind, it is not possible for everyone. It's for that temperament that comes from, as we believe the Hindus, from the past birth. So my brother and me from the same parentage, same schooling, same type of growing up, but he loves money. I never loved that. He always wants the appreciation and from the society. He wants a car, he wants the best house. I never wanted that. And from the young age itself, he used to have the best dress and also the smell, spraying so that there'll be smell. But I never liked that.
Yes.
Why? So that proves it is from the past birth. So the sannyasa means this is the training we get in the Belur Math, and we are always humble before the seniors. Even 1 year senior, we have to go and touch the feet of that, and we have to listen to him. We never sit before the President Maharaj and others, like the Indian traditional way. So that is the very unique training the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis they get. We never hate the girls. We respect them as our mothers. Even the small little girl comes, we call the mother. But at the same time, we keep distances from them because it is a human life. So, and the monastic life is a completely different way to live. That's why sometimes some people don't understand that. They misunderstand, particularly in the European situation.
Correct. You are so right, Swamiji. Thank you so much for giving us more insight into how the training happens. Definitely very rigorous training, and everybody, I think, goes through a lot of experiences in order to make their mind strong and be ready for the next step, looks like. This is amazing, wonderful. And you did mention a little bit about your family. So just an interest for us to know, once you have attained monkhood, are you at liberty to meet your family, or even during the training or after, once you have assumed some position, do you still keep contact? And it is very different for layman, common man to understand. So if you are okay to share some information on that, Swamiji.
When we are joining and taking the training, we are not supposed to keep touch with the our family. But you know, the Ramakrishna Mission, they're very liberal. No one will say, it is up to you. You have come of your own to become a monk. And the monk is not supposed to keep touch with the, it's called the Purva Asrama. Purva Asrama means your previous life. So for me personally, I never kept touch for 10 years. Then after the sannyasa only, they said that you should go and touch the feet of your father and mother. So then I went, and that my father was not there, mother was there. I touched the feet of, touched my mother. But unfortunately, I'm telling you, by that time, mother was having the sugar and she lost the eyesight. So she could not see me as a monk. That was very sad. But she was touching my face and my head and like this. But she liked me very much. And only thing she told, I'm sorry to tell this, can you please lie down on the lap, keep your head and lie down a little, so I will pat you. That's all. And then afterwards, when I was in Andaman, she passed away.
Very sorry to hear about that, Swamiji.
No, it's okay.
But thank you for sharing the information with us. But I have a feeling that your mother felt very proud that you chose this path, and since although she couldn't see you, she might have expressed that to you.
That is true. That is true, because you know that the traditional family, the ladies were not allowed to go alone outside, etc. But when I joined in the Ramakrishna Mission, I didn't tell the family. I just went and joined in Cherrapunji, in the northeastern part, you know, that Meghalaya, there the ashrama was there. I went to visit that place, liked that place, and liked the sadhus. And then I said, can I stay? They said, you can. So I stayed there. So when the news came to my mother, the mother, naturally, she was thinking what has happened. And all alone, secretly, she used to go out and to a temple to pray to the God over there for me. Then some of my friends, they wrote to me that your mother is behaving like this, that you should write to your mother. Then the Swami in charge also told, you must inform your mother and parents, father and all that. So I wrote to my mother. I'm telling you this very personal. I told my mother, Mother, if you want me to come back to the samsara, then I will surely come back. I will never say no to you. But the thing is, I am sure that I will never be happy over there. But if you allow me to stay in the monastic life, I think I'll be very happy. And she wrote back to me, and you know that I'm a Bengali. She wrote back in a Bengali language. She told that as a mother, I like to see my children are happy. And if you feel that you will be happy over there, all my blessings are with you. May you always be at the feet of our God. So that she blessed.
That is wonderful. So inspirational, Swamiji. You are holy to us, and your mother is also holy to us too. You know, they're just these words that she mentioned. They are so touching. They're so touching. Pranams to her too. And very nice of you to share these personal stories with us. Thank you very much. That is we appreciate that. And Swamiji, as you mentioned and gave us an idea, the life of a monk, it's almost like a lifelong tapasya.
Yeah.
So this is something not many can understand, as you rightly said. Could you please give us a little bit more idea about after you become a sannyasi, after you assume a position of a monk, how does your disciplined life look like on a day-to-day basis or a weekly routine? Anything that you would like to share with us? We do understand it's very disciplined. I think it all rotates around the time schedule every day. So if you could just give us a little bit of idea there, please.
So, and as you grow, the slowly, you become accustomed to it, taking the name of God. So previously, we used to take only in the morning and the evening and like that. Then slowly, it become a very natural, constantly taking the name of God. And in the living in the company of God, sometimes I'm talking with the people, I'm visiting different places, but at the same time, an awareness that I'm with God. And whatever is coming before me, and I say that these are the things that I can accept and that not that. So this is the way you always, that is called the tapasya. And as Ma Sharadamani Devi, very simple way she said, what is austerity, my son? Keeping the mind constantly in remembrance with God. So that is called tapasya. So we always do that. But for the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis, it's little more difficult, Those who are outside just wandering, going here and there, a little bit of clothing or the food and shelter sufficient for them. But the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis, they get a lot of acceptance from the society. That when I was in Andaman, I started the three buildings, that Karma Mandir, Jnana Mandir, etc., etc. And I invited Bajpayee ji. He was then the Prime Minister of India, to inaugurate. Bajpayee ji was so humble and so wonderful person that he came, on the stage itself, thousands of people over there. He came and touched my feet. So this is the man like him touching and if I think that he is touching my feet, then it's a great mistake. He's actually touching the feet of a monk because the gerua cloth that I'm wearing. So we should always remember that all the respect that I am getting from the society is for the cloth. And at the back of it, there is an ideology. And if I forget that, I'm just an ordinary person. So that is called tapasya, constantly remembering. Wherever we go, Ramakrishna Mission now it has grown up everywhere. Wherever we go, particularly in Arunachal Pradesh, is a huge institution. I was the chief of that. With the signature, I could give the job to the people, and with the signature, I could sack them. So you can understand naturally the ego will come. Oh, I am the boss. I can do this. I can do that. You are doing the administration, and administration means assertion. And at the same time, you have to go on remembering that you are a sannyasi. Sannyasi means negation. Not this, not this. I don't want this, I don't want this. The administration and the sannyasa together, this Swami Vivekananda has given us so much challenge. And you are sitting in that, and you have to say this or that as an administrator. At the same time, I'm not doing it. Oh Lord, please be with me. You have to be humble inside. If you are showing that humbleness outside, then naturally no one will listen to you. As an administrator, you have to be like this. In Arunachal Pradesh, in the jungle, you have to give that show up. Otherwise, they won't understand what is a monk. And if you are with the barefoot, you are walking, or the unsafe, the bear, and all this, they will think as a very ordinary man, as a poor man. They will never respect you. So you have to give, that in a decent way you are going, getting down from the car. Two persons are opening your car door. They can understand. Yes, some administrator is coming. You have to do like that. Otherwise, you cannot control. So this completely the balance you have to constantly go on doing. That is the challenge in the Ramakrishna Mission and the Swamis. And today we were discussing all the Swamis, and I told this we should not forget. we are the administrator, and at the same time, we are sannyasi. So these two should be nicely balanced. The Swami Vivekananda taught us the karma yoga. This is the unique way of karma yoga. Whatever I am doing with the power of God. This thought should be constantly 100% present in the mind. I go and give a lecture, then people appreciate. Is it my power? No. It's the power of God that is working through me. So this, you can say, is the tapasya. And so many people give so many things, so many gifts that come. Then you have to be careful how much you need. And when you don't need, don't say no to those people. Rather, you then share it with the others. Maybe the little unfortunate people, give them that type of shoes and these and that, what so many people. And the people, they give me the pranami, that in India, that is whenever they go to a monk, they always give some money.
Right.
Then I with that money, mostly the monks, they do like that. I am maintaining 12 students in India, and they are studying the graduation or the doctor and becoming the medical doctor, the engineer. I have some very close to devotee. I told them, keep this money with you, and whenever they are asking, help them this way. They are helping me. And 12 elderly people. The elderly people, they are not poor. They are because they are having the house, they are having some food but the children are not giving money to their hand. But these elderly ladies and the gentlemen, they want some money in their hand so that they can spend in their own way. So I give 2,000 rupees per month to them. So 24,000 for a year, so that they can spend in their own way. From where I give? I give from the pranami. And when the person is coming and offering pranami, I never say no. But I give it to in that way because I personally don't need anything. That way, thank you.
Wonderful to hear that, Swamiji. It is amazing to see how you are managing your role as Swamiji, plus administration that you just mentioned. Also dealing with the common man, it is a different challenge because we are not having the same mindset as you, do not think the same way or even follow the same principles, many of us, I think. So that is wonderful to hear. So on a day-to-day basis, how do you build your required personal strength, whether it is physical or mental, to do all these various roles and successfully overcome these challenges?
The main thing, the strength comes from the spirituality. So if you are meditating regularly in the morning, praying to God, taking the name of God, so the mantra diksha that we take, the name of God, we are going on taking the name of God, praying to the God and the Mother particularly. For us, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna Ma Sarada Swamiji, any problem that comes, we go and pray to the Mother and we say, Mother, please help me. And if you think that some idea is coming, some project that I have to take up, then I go and tell Mother, if you think that it will be successful, it will be better good for the human society, so please help me so that I become successful in doing this. So that prayer and also the meditation, that is the strength. Of course, that Swami Vivekananda said every monk should at least do 1 hour physical exercise. So naturally, physical exercise is also necessary to keep the body. And they used to say, you have come here to serve, not to be served. When the one brahmachari, he was dressing the vegetable, he cut his finger, and it was naturally the blood was there. And we thought the Swamis will come and say, oh my God, come here, the first aid bandit. Then the in-charge Swami came and said, you have come here to serve, not to be served. He scolded him, be careful. You are supposed to cut the vegetable, not your finger. Don't disturb us in this way. So we have to be very, very careful doing it. this strength comes from like this, the positive thinking all the time, positive thinking. Something good is going to happen. What is this life for? After some years, I will die. Then for what in this life? For two things. One, to understand that this body, whom I say the physical body, is not actually me. It is that Atman. So many times I was born in different forms, in different names, in different situations, different time. But one thing is continuously going on, that is my Atman. And now only in the human form, one can understand that, not in animal form or bird or reptile, only in human form. And once you have got that human form, once you have got that idea that this is there, so why not try to achieve that, realize that? So that is the goal. And by that way, the disciplined life means whatever, see, I am meditating. And in this particularly here in the Homer Glen, is a big building. Someone has come and they're ringing the bell. There is no one. So I have to get up, and I don't mind getting up and then running and opening the door, answering the bell call, and welcoming that guest and talking with them. Oh, no, this is my meditation time. I am not going to talk. That is one type of thing. But I feel I am calling God, trying to see God within my heart, and God is outside my door and ringing the bell. He wants to enter. I should go. The same God whom I see in the temple, the same God in a different form, as they are coming in. So my continuation of prayer goes on, even if I am getting up from my asana and going and opening the door and talking with them. That awareness, that is the strength, and that is the sadhana that keeps your mind always very level, calm. But through practice only, and in the beginning it is very difficult. The practice and the grace of God, then only.
That is wonderful to hear. Just you are seeing the divinity in everybody. So that is just listening to the way you approach everyday needs and everyday challenges is just so inspiring to us. That is wonderful, Swamiji. So for the physical training that you said for an hour, so that training also you get when you are undergoing training in Belur Mutt.
And they have that, they always say, but it is not like that. When we were there, they used to encourage us to go and play for 35, 40 minutes, the basketball, and then the young people, 25, 24 years, young body, naturally, you need the exertion to go and play the basketball and then wash these, wash that. And sometimes some people, they used to do some physical exercises also. In majority, they used to do the yoga. Okay. They knew yoga, so they used to practice yoga. So I was not having that capacity to do the yoga because my young day, when I was in school, they trained me to do the boxing,
Oh.
I'm sorry to say that.
No, that's very interesting, Swamiji, to know. Yes, please.
So we were in class 7th grade, 8th grade. The options were there. You can become a cricketer. You can join these. You can join that. So I wanted to learn boxing to defend myself and to also to protect the weaker people. So like that, myself and another friend, we joined boxing. We did boxing, and for the boxing, there is a different type of exercise and like that. But I never, when the chances came for some the game and play, I told no, I'm learning it to protect myself, not to beat others. That is not in my mind. I cannot be that cruel. I'm sorry. Though the teacher was wondering, why then you are here? Then that I learned that boxing, and through the boxing, your body becomes very strong and very because the different type of exercises. After the boxing, that when I joined over here, I used to do like a sport running and also some type of walking and like this type of exercises.
Very good. Very nice.
And every day I do, every day. Even now, every morning and evening I walk for 35 minutes
Okay.
each time.
Okay, wonderful to hear, Swamiji. And you also do the meditation regularly, so that is good for mental health. Wonderful, Swamiji. And so you did mention a little bit about the Andaman Islands. You were there as the founder secretary of the Ramakrishna Mission in Port Blair.
Yes.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about your experience there, because that is something that boggles our mind. I mean, how did you go to Andaman, and how did you establish the Ramakrishna Mission so well? I'm sure there were many challenges that you faced by yourself and you overcame them.
So this is a long story in Andaman. A group of devotees, they were having a plot of land, a very prime land. Though at that time when I went over there, the all around it was very dirty. Though just on the beach of that one ocean. So I was asked to go and develop over there, and slowly, we started to working over there. There was a tin shed building. We cleaned it, and then started our prayer hall first. Then the government wanted to give us some work, so that is called the most of the people they used to go for from they call mainland India. They used to go to that island, and Andaman and Nicobar, nearly 500 small and big islands, more than 500. And only 20 islands are inhabited. And the main islands was the Port Blair, and it's a long from the north to south. Port Blair in the south tip. We were there, and people used to go over there, particularly the laborers from the mainland to do work over there. They used to marry the local girls, and then after some time, maybe after 5 years, 6 years, when the contract was over, they used to suddenly come back to mainland. And those ladies, they never knew what to do and what they will do with the children. So the government requested us to start the boys' home like that, destitute boys' home. So we started the boys' home. Slowly, 50 the boys we got, and there was no money, That that was the first time in my life I felt what is hunger. I felt the need for money. One Swami gave me 1,000 rupees. And every day I used to spend 10 rupees out of that to purchase the puffed rice and for our breakfast. And every day I used to count, from 1,000, 10 gone. The next day, this one. That was the condition. And there was nothing except the scorpions, big scorpions. Before going to sleep, you have to be very careful. The light is also dim. Sometimes there is no electricity. You have to light a lamp, and they have to check the scorpions. And we used to put some type of powder and the lime so the scorpion should not come close to us. So like that we used to sleep. And when you are going to the bathroom, one should be very, very careful. And you have to go before that. The stick was there. We used to make sound so the scorpions would go away. We are not stepping on that. That was the real challenge over there. And then terrible condition. And there is no food. So for the children, they will go to the school, the government school, and what they will eat. So we used to make the chapatis, the one big chapati for one boy, and they like to have what's called the egg rolls and all that. Where the eggs? So what we used to do, the chapati in the center, one spoonful of sugar, then roll it. And I used to give it to them and say, see, this is the sweet roll. So they were very happy. So eating sweet roll, they used to go to. And I used to really cry, the mother, where you have brought me? I can't give the food to these people. And there was nothing to eat. Then slowly, there Vijaya, I am telling you, there I really felt the God is with you. As Swami Vivekananda said, whoever will work for me, my power will enter into him. And that truly happened. The slowly, everything started taking shape and like this. Then the very famous people from India, they used to go for the private visit to Andaman, just to stay over there. Nowhere to go, so they used to come to me for chatting. So I met so many, like the last president of India, Pranab Mukherjee. He came and stayed in that island, and he used to every evening he used to come to me, sitting before me in a bench, because there was only one chair, wooden chair, and I told, see, this is the chair of a Mahant, so I cannot share it with you. So you have to sit on the wooden bench. He used to sit on the wooden bench, sometimes a plastic chair, and 7 days he was there. I used to talk like that, and then I'm having trouble hearing you. That is, and also the lastly, what happened when I used to go to the government officers, they never helped me because they don't know you need not to be here. Local people also, they never could help me because they used to think that why we should look after the orphan children. So that is, that they never knew the life. As we grow up in the main India, there's so many other cultural things happen, but in Andaman it was absent. Now it is very close. So what to do and what not to do is going on, going for collection and this, that, slowly. Then the Khaitan fan is there in India, Khaitan fan. So they had another resort. The Khaitan's mother, she requested me to go to her place to teach the Gita. I used to go over there. Then she told Swamiji, if you need some help, from there the help came. And then afterwards, our Pranab Mukherjee, he also told from the government of India, I will try to give you something. So he himself arranged, and then I got some money. Then slowly, all things came up, and I felt the mother is there. That time, the Indian Airlines, the chief, what is that? Maybe the director and the chief person from the Bombay. He went over there. He visited me, and he told Swamiji, anything that I can do. Then I requested, when your flights are coming, the only one flight used to come from Calcutta to Port Blair, another flight from Madras to Port Blair. I told that they are bringing food packets, and I saw they are throwing it out. They're just trash it. So why don't you give those food packets to me so I can collect those food packets and then give it to my children? He told, yeah, this can be arranged, because when the flight is going back, they will take another type of food from the local suppliers. So I used to get all those packets, and the children will be so happy having that wonderful food. So, and sometimes the VIPs, when they are passing, that they will all run and to go to see the red light that is flashing on the VIP's car. I used to tell them, look at that. Go and see how the man is going. He is sitting and getting so much of respect. One day you should also become like that. And I used to inspire them. Then I used to tell, never ever go and stretch your hand. The begging is not permitted. Never. And sometimes I will tell you a funny story that one boy, the very difficulty for the children to accept. The father is there, mother is there, but they're orphan. The mother is married to someone, the father, so that they could not accept. They used to be very, very angry. Slowly, I used to tell them, see, I don't have mother and father. See, look at that. My mother is Ma Sharadamani Devi sitting over there as a picture. My father, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, as a picture. They are not looking at me. Like that, you are also Spartan life. We don't care for anything. We live in, like that. I used to inspire them. The one boy, just to get some affection, one day he cut his hand or something, and I affectionately told, oh my God, what will happen to you? And then I brought some, tried to give some medicine over there, some bandages. That affection he liked. And every day used to come and tell, Swamiji, dekho khun nikalta idhar kat gaya. Dekho, I understood that only for that affection that I will go and then I pat and casual. That is that thing that happened. One boy, he was admitted in a hospital, and then our assistants, they told Swamiji, he's not taking medicine and he's lying over there. I go, why? I went to the hospital. Everything free in Andaman. That is really good. So I went to the hospital and immediately understood the problem. Next to him was another young boy of his age almost, and he was having the mother, the aunties. There were, so naturally they are patting him. No, I won't eat this. I won't eat that, and they are going on. No, son, please eat, and nobody is there with him. So he was looking at him, and I could feel that he wanted that type of treatment. I went and told, see, we are Spartans. I told you, we don't have anyone. We are fighters. You have to eat your own medicine and get ready, become all right, pack your bag, and come back to Ashram. Otherwise, next day I'm not coming. Next day he came back. So like this, we have to, and slowly, this government of India helped me. I developed over there and the very good arrangement for the boys. Now it is all really good. And when our Bajpayee went over there, and after that everything became really good. So I can remember all those days. That's really, really wonderful.
Yes, that is incredible, Swamiji. I mean, we have heard about the hardships that Swami Vivekananda faced when he came to the USA, and throughout his life, different circumstances. But Swamiji is like, you go through so much as well, wherever you are going, wherever you are establishing. So just hearing about these experiences, it is just very touching to us that you go through so much but still never give up, and you are continuing to believe in the Almighty and in Mother, Holy Mother, and Sri Ramakrishna. You are continuing your service for those who really don't have anybody else, who need that presence. And you have inspired so many children. I'm sure they remember you lifelong, although you are here now. I'm sure they think about you. So that is wonderful.
When this type of thing happened, the temptations I was telling you.
Right.
So I'll just mention this. In Andaman, we were not having any money and no support. But at the same time, we were constantly praying to Mother, you have brought us here. So we have to look up the 50 children. Please help us. So someone or other is to come. There'll be the marriage, so extra food they will bring. In India, it is possible. Here it is not.
Right.
And then someone will be observing the birthday of their children. So I told, when you are doing it, prepare a little extra food and bring that for our children too. So like that, slowly. At that time, the mother took as a terrible temptation came before me. One evening, suddenly one car came and 3 boxes, big boxes. The 2-3 people, they brought it to me and told, Swamiji, can you please keep these boxes under your bed? Now, bed means the wooden the bed was there, under your bed for say 4 or 5 days. And afterwards, we will take 2 bags, we will take back, and 1 bag will be for you. The boss has told. And who is your boss? They said the name. And he was a big man in Andaman. Then after I came to know that actually what happened, that they were having some government raid and something, CBI raid, something was happening. So he came to know, and he was having all the extra cash, big box full of cash. And I told, open, and somehow it was open. At the one corner, I can see full bag full of money. They told, Swamiji, you need not to go for begging donation to this man, that man. You can do all this. A lot of money is here. And the boss told, tell Swamiji that I will help him. I told, so kind of your boss, please take back. I cannot accept it. And they were insisting. I told, no, I cannot. Then forcefully, I gave that back to them. You take it. Then I went to the before the picture of Ma Sarada and told, why you are tempting me? If we don't have the money, it is okay. And what maximum will happen? We will die without food. So many people are dying without food. No problem. But don't ever tempt me like this. So that was the mother's power saved me. So this also happened, that is called the monastic vow. From the truth, we will never budge even an inch before temptation, before fear.
Right, right. Very, very extraordinary circumstances, and you're still facing them with. It is more than any common man can ever do. I think what you are doing, only because you have been trained that way. I think you are ready to face such circumstances, and you overcome them so well. We have to learn so much from you, Swamiji. So you mentioned a little bit about Arunachal Pradesh, so was it after Andaman that you went to Arunachal Pradesh? And could you tell us a little bit more about the Ramakrishna Mission school there, where you were principal come secretary? And it is amazing to know that it is situated deep in the jungle, and it helps educate local tribes.
Yes. So that you are touching all the points which I really enjoy to stay. And the day we inaugurated the Karma Mandira and Jnana Mandira in Andaman, the detained General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Mission, he came, and also, as I told, the Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. So that evening, our General Secretary Maharaj asked me, come and join me in a cup of tea. I'd like to talk to you. Then I immediately understood that something is going to happen. And then I joined. Then he said, the administration is like this. He said, oh, you have done wonderful. They will never appreciate. Not on the face, of course. So they will say, but he was telling, oh, wonderful that you have done. And now I'm thinking to give you more responsibility. I told Swamiji, when to go? Are you going to give me few the months so that I can arrange everything? And all through, I was there in Andaman 8 long years. And that from the poverty, slowly things were changing. And at the fag end, one gentleman gave me a chair, that very good chair, cushion, and that was still in the plastic pack. It was not open. So I was thinking after the program, I will open that and sit. All through, I used to sit on a wooden chair, and which was having the one small, that was called that the nail coming out a little. So you have to be very careful, otherwise constantly pinching. So that was there. That I told Swamiji, one gentleman has given me a very nice chair. Shall I open the chair? No, keep it for the next man. So that is the life. Immediately he said, no, you will better come along with me. Next, within 2 days, I packed up and then left to that Andaman. Okay. And I was posted to Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh, if you don't, even today, if you don't go, you will not understand how the situation. It is a deep jungle. So it was December, and I was sleeping inside my room. Suddenly, the night guard, he came and told Swamiji, please come out and see. The elephants are at your door. I came out, and I saw 2 big elephants. They're touching that steel door and just playing with that. Face to face. If they come in, then we are nowhere where to go. So that was the condition. And big pythons and all those. Apart from that, the underground, the people are there. They are fighting with the government of India for a long time. You know that they call it terrorist. Right. So they were also there. The terrible people, very ruthless people. So they'll be killing. We used to hear the officers are killed, these, that. So like that. So one day I received a phone call from from some of them, and he was telling in English, I belong to so and so group, and I know that you have a lot of money and you have to pay that money. I told, I have the money, but I cannot give that money to you because this for the school. Then he said, don't you understand with whom you are talking? I can simply come and kill you. Then I told, though I was afraid, but apparently I was telling, oh, that will be a great help for me, sir. When you come, because the life has become very long for me, if you come and shoot me, that will be very good. But only one request, please give me some time so that I can sit before the altar of my God and shoot from the back so that my head will go and touch the feet of my God. This I will request. Then he said, what type of person you are? Are you not afraid of death? Then I told, see, we are already dead, because when we take the sannyasa, we are not going to marry, there will be no children. Who will do the final rites? So in the beginning itself, before sannyasa, we do our final rites. So and then give that shraddha, that anna, to the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and tell him that this is the thing that I am keeping at your feet, and I am going to take this. So that is the sannyasa, the system. And I told, see, I am already dead, because the Hindu sannyasis are like that. And they are not Hindus, they are Christians. And that will is a very interesting person. I will come and meet you. You are most welcome. So he came, maybe in disguise, I never knew. But the Polish people came, and they told Swamiji they will never do any harm to you, because all over the villagers, they like you, and obviously they are not going to antagonize them. Only thing, when I used to go, I used to take up anyone standing on the road, I used to go ask them to come and give them the lift. Don't do that. And slowly, I developed a class in the grade 1, 5 years old, 6 years old boys used to come. That was the first generation. They're coming to school. They never knew how to learn and what to do. They were always afraid. They never saw the people like us. And our body odor, body smell is different than their fathers and the uncles. So they used to be very much afraid. I noticed that in our junior classes, all of them, if they are 30 boys, all of them, they are failed. Then when I go and ask the teacher, what has happened? So why they are, so actually this is like this. After 2-3 years, they will be picking up, that will be all right. I told, why they can't do now? So I used to observe from the distance when the classes are going on. The best teachers used to go to teach them in English or mathematics or the language and other things. But the moment the teacher is entering into the classroom, the tribal boys, they have not seen this type of people. They used to be very much afraid. And for that, they will come together and huddle and look at that the teacher. They could not register that whether this man is a friend or as the foe is going to punish us, what he's going to do. So never could listen what he is teaching. Observing that, I changed the system. I told one teacher, one class. Just only ABCD and Awa in Hindi. We introduced Hindi in Arunachal Pradesh, so that they come to along with our mainstream in India. So that was there. One teacher, one class. And I told them, don't keep them in the classroom, because they're coming from the jungle. And this school, the tie and the dress and the shoe, it's all punishment for them. At the beginning, it is okay. After that, take them out. Under the tree, they should be there. And when you are teaching English, you teach like this. That is a tree. Show a tree. And this is your nose. And this is your ear, like this. They won't understand what actually you are telling. But with the sound, they'll be understanding, oh, this is nose, this is ear, this is my body, this is my hand. that is a tree, that is a bird, that is sky, like that, like that. Not ABCD. Only this way you can. That gave a wonderful result. And I told, put the A, B, C, D separately, the board. One boy will be having the hanging A, then B, then C, like that, all the alphabets. Then they will go and hide. Others, they will go and find. And he will say, the teacher will say, bring the F before here, before me. And they will go and catch the F. Then A, Father, father. So these boys they will go and they will find them and bring them before the teacher. They will stand and teacher will say, what is it? Father. Father. And they will say, yes, it is father. And then immediately father means Pitaji. So like that, Hindi and English, and they used to think that they are playing, they learned, and this system really gave a wonderful result. So that is the way I could become very successful over there. And as the mother helps all the time, and mother may be a little gracious with me all the time. Now I told mother, you have made me sannyasi, that's good. But without food, I cannot stay. And when I'm hungry, I lose everything. So please see that I get the food. And mother always protected me in that way. In Andaman, I used to teach what is Hinduism to the chief secretary, the then chief secretary. So what is this, the Durga Puja? Why the Durga is having 10 hands? What is this Kali Puja? And well, like that. So he used to invite me. I used to go to his quarter and I used to teach that. We became very good friends, the chief secretary of the Andaman administration. Then when I took charge in the Arunachal Pradesh, the government of India was supposed to give some fund, but we were not getting the fund at that time. My predecessor, before giving the charge, he took me to Delhi to introduce with the officers. I will tell you this story, though it is becoming long, but very interesting. See how things happen. My predecessor, he was trying for last 2 years, 3 years to get 2 crore from government of India. And there was some agreement and all that. And to maintain our ashrama and giving the salary to the teachers and staff. It's a very big organization, like almost a village. The nearly 700 people living over there. So we have the poultry, the dairy, the fishery, and agriculture, and our generator to produce the electricity. Then so many the buses, the trucks. So obviously the huge administration. We need money. So only 2 crore. But that he was not getting. So obviously the loan was increasing and he was worried. He took me to the South Block to introduce me with some of the officers. South Block means in Delhi, the main administrative building of Government of India. I went and I was going with him to be introduced with some of the officers. And when he was walking in my front, suddenly I noticed that Mr. Kapoor, that name, the tag was there. And I told Kapoor, I know one Kapoor of Andaman. Is the same Kapoor? Let me check. But they are all big officers, secretary, then assistant secretaries like that. But unfortunately, there is no peon sitting before the door. The peons, they will stop you and you cannot enter. As because no one was there, I took that liberty and opened that door and saw that same Kapoor, my good friend sitting over there. I told, hey, Mr. Kapoor, you are here? Then he jumped up. Swamiji, I missed you. And where you were? Then I am told that now I've been posted to Arunachal and all that. So why you were here? I told, for money. Is it for money? And Arunachal comes in the northeast, and government of India, that time the Vijaya administration, they have developed the northeastern fund. And I have to spend it before March. That is the year end. So If you like to take money, I can give you 30 crore. We were there for 2 crore. So the 30 crore, then I told, no, 30 crore is what I'm going to do. 2 and will be all right. He said, no, 15 I will give it to you. Can you imagine? If this is not miracle, then what is miracle? And then he dictated the letter. He asked his assistant to do, then gave the signature, then and there. And check was issued. I told, don't give so much of money, because if I take it back, how I will spend? This is February. Within the March, I have to spend the whole money. Better you give me 10 crores so that I can keep it in the bank. And from the interest, I can, afterwards, I can use that money through the interest. And give me 2 crore because I have to pay the loan, I have to do this and that. So 12 will be all right. He told, okay, 12 he sanctioned. 10 for keeping in the bank and 2 for. And the Swami, who was with me, he was searching and he was thinking that I'm lost over there. Almost really 1 hour. And there was no mobile phone in those days. I couldn't contact him. So when I came out, he came, oh my God, I thought you were lost. I was thinking what to do. Then I told, see, miracle has happened. You came for 2 crore and you got 12 crore. So he was so happy. We went back. I told, see, this is the miracle. This is really, really the miracle. So this is and slowly, all those new buildings came up. And then I applied, that the children's mentality, there's a very big boys hostel, class 10 and class 1 together. I told no. The 1, 2, 3, 4 should be in one building. So I made the separate building for them. 5, 6, 7, 8 should be separate building, because the mentality, they are children. They are thinking, they are playing, their way of talking, completely different than the class 10 boys. And when a boy becomes father, his attitude changes for the children. But when he's a young man, he never likes them. Rather, he'll be going and giving the slapping them and doing some bully like that. Always it happens in the hostel. I told him to separate them. That gave the excellent result. And then I started adopting the villages also. I used to give them in the villages. So though we are monks, but we have to be careful. And then I utilized the whole land. How? Different type of people, they come to visit. The one day group of people came. I told, what is your profession? What do you do? They told, we are all tea garden managers. I told, oh my God, that's very good. Can we grow? Because 300 acres of land. 300 acres, a huge plot. Right. I told, can we grow the tea? They told, yes. Then I sent one young boy, is a science graduate. I told, learn it, how to do it. They helped me. We grew nearly 35,000 tea plants in that year. And there were very poor people, the tea garden workers. When they become very old, they ask them to leave. Where they will go? Right. So they are so poor that I called them. Then I told, see, these are the tea garden that you can help me to grow. And whatever the income, 75% yours, 25% you have to give to the ashram. They were agreed. Then I developed the coffee garden, the Robusta coffee, two different varieties of coffee available in India. The best variety, of course, in South India, and in our places in Assam and Arunachal, Robusta. I grew the Robusta coffee. Then the fisheries, the poultry, huge poultry. I brought the special people from the Hyderabad. They helped me to develop that poultry. And we used to get a lot of eggs for the children. So like that, then I developed one shop. Because it is jungle, the teachers, they used to go in a bus for the marketing. I told you need not to go anywhere. There should be the shop will be there. Right from a cycle tire to everything was available from the shop. And only 5% that you should keep on everything. And nearly 8 or 9 boys, they got the opportunity to serve over there. And I told, whatever the salary you want, you have to earn. So you have to sell the thing like this. Jungle area, if you give the salary in cash to the teachers, because in those days they used to give the cash, there's a chances that this type of the hooligans will come and snatch it from you. So I contacted the State Bank of India. I used to give in one check, they used to get the credit, and they were having the notebooks, they particularly their wives, the teachers and the staff's wives. They used to go to the fisheries. I want to purchase that fish, give a signature, the milk, then the egg, then this, then that. Everything was available, vegetables. You just sign on that and it will be deducted from your salary and salary check will reach to your bank. You don't need the cash money. By that way, I really did. And I was 12 years over there. And one village which was very close to our ashrama, I transformed them because they were not knowing how to wear the clothing even, not properly. So slowly, I taught them. I used to send our bosses to bring their children. I utilized our the wives of our teachers. They were also educated to start the school. Now everything is going on. I used to send the vehicle to the remote villages. The elderly people used to send with the doctors. Doctors used to check, particularly the ladies, pregnant ladies, used to have a lot of problem. Our doctors and nurses used to help them, free medicine and all that. And I started one game, nothing free. You have to do something. And what they will do? A game. What type of game? The musical chair for the elderly people. And then another one rope, then a group, the two groups will be there. The rope they'll be pushing and who will be successful. Each and everyone should participate in the game. And I used to give them as a gift and also presentation, the toothpaste, toothbrush, the mirror, the comb and the soap and all those things that was necessary. And for the ladies, I used to give lot of utensils so that they can properly cook. By that way, 12 years I served over there, the living gods and goddesses. Thank you giving the opportunity to share, that all these things. I'm really very grateful to Swamiji for giving me this opportunity. As Swamiji said, the new India will come from this type of people. Only we have to give them the self-confidence, and that afterwards they will do. I will conclude by telling what type of people they were, I should say. Before the independence, they were not having any contact with the modern people, these Arunachalis. Because the Britishers, they were having Assam, and then at the back, the China. In between, the Arunachal was not almost like a no man's land. As because nothing was there, Britishers never entered into that. Only after 1947, when the China and India was having the border, McMahon line and all that, the Indian soldiers started moving into that border, and then they came in contact with the modern. You can understand only after 1950. Now, in 1970, Indira Gandhi requested us to start the school, and we are having the 3 schools and one very big hospital in Arunachal Pradesh. This is the way we are working, and the part I used to work, and that called that Burma, Bangladesh, and China, in between that. So that is called the Arunachal that we are having. So this way, the self-confidence I could give to them slowly. I requested one of the educated person over there, I want to make 2 gates in 2 different sides. From one place to another place, it is almost like 2 miles, 2 kilometers. So obviously it's a long. So I told, in one place I like to write welcome, and another gate I like to write thank you in your language. Can you please tell me? And he said, he crashed his head and said, Swamiji, give me some time. I said, "Are, what is it? Welcome and thank you. These are the two words. No, I have to talk to our seniors. Then after 2-3 days, after long persuasion, hey, what happened to that? I have to write over there. He said, Swamiji, I'm sorry. In our vocabulary, there is no such word like welcome. Because as a tribe, we never wanted people to come to us. And whoever ventured to come, we killed them. So no word of welcome. And thank you, to whom to thank? So there's no, so that was their condition. And now from them, there are doctors, engineers, and they can speak wonderful English, Hindi, and they're visiting many of them that they are as a MLA, MP, they're visiting all over India. There's a great success, we can say.
That is
Thank
wonderful
you.
to hear. Wonderful to hear, Swamiji. I mean, you lead a life of service, but from these stories, I see that you have to come up with very innovative solutions for the challenges that you face wherever you are. And you have to have all kinds of skills like leadership skills, management skills, entrepreneurial skills, so it is more than any ordinary person can ever do. I can see all the extraordinary abilities in you, and you in the end, help transform societies, communities, whole regions. So I do see from your stories how when you went to a place, there was barely anything, and when you were accomplished all these things, they are able to survive, they are able to thrive, and they are able to succeed in their lives. So that is wonderful contribution from you and all the wonderful Swamijis of Reverend Swamijis of Ramakrishna Mission. This is so inspiring to hear. Now, Swamiji,
one more.
yes,
That,
please.
previously they used to eat the cows, the beef. Then I told them, don't eat the beef. Rather, if you are growing them, you can get the milk from that. And I showed them how the Nepalis, 1 or 2 Nepali family were there, how the Nepalis, they are maintaining the cows and then milking them and selling the milk. Then slowly they learned that too. And you know how I used to help the villagers, where from the money used to come? All the extra money they used to get by selling the fish and the what's called the tea and the coffee and all those, and particularly the profit that used to have from the shop. So from all those money I used to keep, because I cannot spend the school money for this. So this extra money that used to come, I used to give it for the village development. One lady came from Delhi and she was telling me, hey, this is our Khaitan's mother. I don't know where is she now. She was telling, oh, the Swamis, it's good that you have become Swami. If you were in the business, then we would have lost our business also. So like that you are telling us. That is, if you love people, so naturally you will think how to help them. I think it's in a good time, is it? So
Yes.
will you continue?
It is okay, Swamiji. How about you? Is it okay to continue for a little bit longer?
Okay, sure.
Is that okay? Okay.
Okay.
So we can quickly address a few other questions that we were having for you. It is wonderful to hear about all the journey that you had in India and surrounding regions there. You moved to Chicago the same year as the 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. So moving to America was new. How was that experience? And would you be able to please, especially at this significant time of the 150th birth anniversary, as well as would you be able to just explain a little bit about Vivekananda Vedanta Society and the activities there for our youngsters and for Indian Americans here, please?
It is See, here, after coming over here, I was not knowing. So suddenly the Belurmont, our headquarters, gave me a call that you have to go to Chicago. I was in Arunachal and 12 long years in Arunachal. Then suddenly the call came, you have to go to Chicago. From the jungle, from the from the sea to jungle, from jungle to Chicago. I told it's okay, Swamiji, then what I should do. Then I came to know when I came to headquarters, they gave me the file, and I came to know there's a more than millions, and a few millions, the loan that my predecessor Swamiji to construct this particular building that we are sitting in the Homer Glen, the loan was there. And then I told to the General Secretary Maharaj, the main administrator, Swamiji, I don't know how many zeros are necessary to make a million. And he was sending me how I will pay the million, the loan. Will you believe, Vijaya? I came over here and with that huge loan, and no devotees are coming, but for different reasons, nothing was there. I never knew anything. Rather, I never could remember the name of the places, who is coming from where. So that was the situation. Then, and when I was coming in Delhi, it was the 12th of January, the President of India invited all of us, different ministers also, that Pranab Mukherjee, and in the presidential place, he was organizing 12 that January, Swami Vivekananda's birthday, the Youth Day. I went, there's many Swamis were also there. Then he was recapitulating, and he forgot me by that time, naturally. He was there in Andaman. He couldn't recognize. All Swamis look same. So then he was telling, now that 150th birth anniversary is coming, so what you Swamis are going to do in the Chicago itself? But my predecessor Swami, he was in hospital. His health was not good at all. Then suddenly our General Secretary Maharaj told, this Swami is going to Chicago. Within a few days, he will reach over there. Then he told me, oh, you're going to Chicago. Organize in a great way so that the people should know. The Vivekananda became Vivekananda in Chicago itself. So I came and I was thinking what to do. The one gentleman came. He told, Swami, I will help you to do it. In different occasions, and I was sharing this idea, how to do and what we should do. Then he said that I will give you $50,000 to organize the whole thing. The gentleman told his friend that I will give you all money and bring at least 100 Swami from Belur. I told it is not possible anyway, but we can invite the Swamis in the foreign countries. They don't need the permission in that way. So it is okay. So that was planned. Everything was ready. I printed the invitation letter and forwarded that to the Swamijis. Many of them applied and got the visas from the different countries they were coming. And it was only, I think, the week or so before that, these two gentlemen came and told the Swami, we are sorry, we won't be able to help you. Can you imagine? So that condition, so what I should do then? Because we already booked the hall, that, what is that, the hotel? Hilton. The Hotel Hilton. Hotel Hilton Hall, that is 2,000 sitting capacity. And every day they charge $50,000 every program. And that gentleman told, I am going to book it for you. He booked it. Now we have to pay. Where we'll get the money? All these things were happening. Again, will you believe? That's why I say always, there is God. Only thing we forget. Then I went and prayed to the mother. Mother, what mistake I have done? Why the people will now look at me and say, look at this fool. He was not having anything, no money, and he has invited all the Swamis from all over the world. and 700 the devotees coming from Japan and all other places. What will happen? So in this condition, when I prayed, next day I went to this Hindu temple of Lemont to give a class over there. One lady came after the class. Swami, can I come and meet you in your office in the ashrama? I will come with my husband. I told, okay, please come. She came and she told, the Swamiji came to know that you need some money. I will give you $50,000. See, he promised and we organized and he withdrew and then never kept the promise. But the other came to support me. Another lady came and she told, I will give you also the 55,000. Then, of course, the others, they came forward, they gave little money. And by that, we could organize a huge program. I gave the name Chicago Calling.
Yes.
And in America, if you have any program, it should be only Saturday and Sunday. Maybe Friday evening, other people are so engaged, they will never. And the whole week was the program. And 700 devotees came from Japan, from South Africa, from that places. And they were in 2-3 hotels. Our devotees booked the buses. No single incident happened. No one became sick. And we took them to the Ganges and so many places. It is really, it was wonderful. And after that, I am really confident in Andaman, in Arunachal Pradesh, and in Chicago, is the same God is with me. I cannot do anything. I'm a very small person. But the great things are happening through me because the Mother has chosen me. As in Bhagavad Gita, when the Arjuna was telling I should not fight, etc., it is Krishna told that I have already done everything, O Arjuna. Don't think that you are going to do. Everything has been done. Only thing that I chose you should be over there. And similarly, Swami Vivekananda said, think yourself blessed because you have been chosen for this job, this work. Anyone could do it. So be humble and be blessed. I'm telling you, Vijaya, really, I feel humble when I think about this. How could I do it? So that is my experience. And my confidence in the existence of God increased 1,000-folds after these experiences.
I can only imagine, Swamiji. I mean, such an event of a huge event, and the challenges that you faced were so unexpected, but still you were able to come through and make it so successful. That is wonderful. And I do believe in the power that we have. And what you said was so right. I think you had the purest intentions. And as you said, you're the chosen one. So God is with you. So that is, it is a wonderful story to hear and your experiences. And now that you are the president of Vivekananda Vedanta Society, we do know that very amazing events and activities are happening now through the pandemic. Virtual events are happening. I do know that Vivekananda Vedanta Society is closed right now for in-person visit. It will take some time, I believe, for you to open up. But, I would also like for you to maybe help us understand what are the different activities that folks who are interested, aspirants can be involved in right now through the pandemic that can help them as well, Swamiji.
So you are correct that we cannot allow people to come in big groups, but individual people are coming and we told them, please maintain this. We have kept the sanitizer and all. They come, they pray and go. Because the Indians, they cannot stay without temple. So obviously they come and they go, individual prayer and go. And all our classes are online. I give a lot many classes and mainly And the first Friday, I give Gita classes with the Naperville. And the first Saturday morning, I give one scripture study. Now we are studying the the what is called that Narada Bhakti Sutra, and in the afternoon again another Gita class with the other group, and Sunday morning I give our regular classes, and Sunday afternoon another class. So all online are going on, and there's a class for the Trinidad Tobago. And apart from that, sometimes the request is coming from the UAE, the Abu Dhabi, and sometimes from other places, from India. Regular classes are going on, and that is the job the sannyasi should do. What else we should do? We become tired, but at the same time, what happened, that when we are talking, we are reading or explaining the scripture, it is also helping me. Those people, maybe they are getting the help. And as a Vedanta society, we only inspire people to be very, very honest and moral, so that someday they will understand they are truly the self, which is the source of joy and eternity. Surely this experience will come. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. You will be happy, and through you, I like to tell all the listeners and the viewers that we have purchased an old 125 years, 30 years old church in Chicago City. And there we'll be developing, I have given the name Home of Harmony. This is a huge church, the Home of Harmony. Now, for the last 1 year, because of the pandemic, we were not getting the permission for the renovation. Recently, they have permitted. Renovation work is going on. And there with the platform to bring different religious faiths should be there on the same dais and discussing about their own views. The God from the viewpoint of the Christians, Buddhist, Hindu, Jew, like this, all so together we can do. And at the same time, the different sects of the Hindus, we are going to invite them to be there and discuss. Like, though we are Vedantin, but we worship Sri Krishna, Sri Ramachandra. And there are people, they are also worshipping Sri Krishna. What is the difference? Almost all the Hindus, they are worshipping the Krishna, they are worshipping the Rama, they are worshipping the Durga, the Shiva. Then why we are separate? Why we can't help each other, appreciate each other? So these are the discussions I'm planning to do on that platform, Home of Harmony. Then another activity will be the School of World Religions. And in the School of World Religion, you will be very happy that even anyone interested can join. There are no charges. Any donation they like, they can give. That's why we are going to launch from the 1st March the Hinduism online course for the 10 months. So that already it is started. So from the 1st March at 10 o'clock, it will be launched the first. For the last 2 months, you will get the study material, study that, then there will be question answer, and you can understand how much you have studied. Then next 2 months, like this will go. And we will have the yoga section was there. I was requested you for a yoga teacher. Do you remember? So then there will be children's the cultural classes also. So they will be learning how to sing the bhajans and also the drawing, painting. And along with that, I like to bring the elderly ladies together from different communities. And they will be exchanging the recipes of their cooking, So, because how the Jews, they are preparing the food, how these Hindus are doing it, how the Muslims are doing it. Together when they are, so they will become good friends. And all of them, one lady will have her friend in every community, in every religious groups. So that will broaden their heart. When you go and give the lecture of philosophy, that goes over the head most of the time. Oh, yes, that's the good words he has said. But to bring them together, to make that we are all human beings are the same. So these are the policies I'm thinking, and there will be a mumukshu nivas. Those who are really sincere to start practicing meditation and starting to understand the spiritual life, we will give the opportunity. I think we can keep 14 people together. There will be meditation room, personal meditation room, and all this. So these are the activities that is we are going to start maybe from the September. Before that, everybody will be vaccinated. Things will be to some extent normal. So we are planning in that way. As a Vedanta society, we cannot do anything else but boosting up the morals, So that is, what is Vedanta? Two things. Self-confidence, I can do, not ego, self-confidence. I can do. And second is, others are also like me. They are not separate. When somebody is praising me, I feel happy. And the other one is also expecting the same thing. When I get insulted, I feel miserable. The same thing with others. So understand this much, and that will be sufficient. And that is Vedanta.
Thank you, Swamiji. All these are wonderful initiatives that you are taking to bring people together and, as you said, boost the self-confidence. And this changes and impacts the life of everybody. That is wonderful to hear. And now looking at the time, although we do have a lot of interest to learn more about Vedanta philosophy. I am thinking maybe we could perhaps have another session just to focus and understand the philosophy of Vedanta, and we could ask you more questions. Would that be okay for you?
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be wonderful. I'm sorry we took more time than we had expected.
No, I'm very happy.
Thank you, Swamiji. I'm happy to hear about all these stories, interesting experiences, and how you used the, the amazing ability and power vested in you by God to overcome these challenges. That is great. I mean, you are divine and you have divinity in you, as well as the God is always with you, with all the amazing ventures that you have taken. You have successfully completed in Andaman, in Arunachal Pradesh, and now in Chicago, you're doing amazing job. So thank you, Swamiji. Just your presence alone today is holy for us, and you have shared a lot of wealth of knowledge and wisdom with us today. Appreciate that, and we do look forward to hosting you another time so we can, all our audience can gain more knowledge from you about Vedanta philosophy. And thank you so much for accepting our humble invitation to be on our program today.
Thank you, Vijaya. Thank you, the whole Rivar and all the people associated. I'm really very happy. The only thing that as a monk I can do, I can pray for you. I pray to the Almighty God, all of you be healthy and happy. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, 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 Swamiji. Thank you so much. May your blessings be with us always at Bharat FM, at Utsahi Yoga Foundation, and all our audience members. May your blessings always be with us, and we will always be with you in terms of listening to your discourses and learning more from you, Swamiji. So thank you once again for your time, and I will approach you again to take another time from you for another session, so we can talk more about Vedanta philosophy. Thank you so much, Swamiji. And
okay.
Namaste.
I'm leaving the studio, right?
Sadhar Pranam. Yes, please. To our viewers, I hope you enjoyed watching this program today of Vijaya Patha with Reverend Swami Ishatmanandaji, President Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago. The stories that we heard were incredible, the experiences of Swamiji and the life of our Swamijis of the Ramakrishna Mission. They are all so inspiring to us. So we learned more about Swami Ishatmanandaji's life journey. And in our next episode with Swami Ishatmanandaji, let us all take some more time to understand Vedanta philosophy more. I hope you will come back to watch that program with us. And please do send your feedback and requests to us at info@bharatfm.com. And please stay with us, take care of yourself, stay happy and stay healthy. Until then, namaste.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one-of-its-kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sphurti, shakti and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program schedule and archives. I'm sure the content will definitely tickle your senses. Tune in via the 24-hour web streaming on bharatfm.com or via the Bharat FM app. More information can be procured at 513-488-5070.
This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.